One word shaped how billions understand the Prophet Muhammad. The Quran calls him al-Nabī al-Ummī, the Ummi prophet. For centuries, most have said this means illiterate. A man who could not read or write, yet recited words so eloquent that empires trembled. This became central to Islamic tradition. His illiteracy itself was part of the miracle, proof that the Quran could not have been authored by human hands. But the word Ummi is far more mysterious. In Arabic, its root is mother, origin, foundation. To be Ummi could mean one who returns to origins, unshaped by human schooling. In Jewish Arabic usage, Ummiyun meant Gentiles, people outside the fold of Torah and Gospel, those who had no earlier scripture. And some scholars point to a third meaning, Ummi as outsider, one from beyond the established religious systems, standing on the margins of empire. The Quran itself uses the word in layered ways. In Surah Al-A'raf, Muhammad is called al-Nabī al-Ummī, the Ummi prophet. In Surah al-Jumu, it says, "He is the one who sent among the Ummiyyin a messenger from themselves. To some that means sent among the illiterate. To others it means sent among the Gentiles, the non-Jews." The ambiguity is deliberate, a word that could mean many things at once. Context sharpens the puzzle. Muhammad was born around the year 570 CE, remembered in Arabia as the year of the elephant. That year, an army from Christian Aksum in Ethiopia marched on Mecca with war elephants, intent on destroying the Kaaba. They failed, but their presence shows Arabia was not isolated. It was a crossroads. To the north, Byzantium ruled with Christian bishops and armies. To the east, Persia, the Zoroastrian Sasanian Empire, held sway through Arab vassals called the Lakhmids and through garrisons and fire temples planted in eastern Arabia. To the south, Aksum's armies marched through Yemen. Arabia was surrounded by empires caught between Rome, Persia, and Africa. In that crucible, to call Muhammad Ummi may not have been about reading and writing at all. It may have been about identity. He was the prophet from the margins, from outside the houses of Scripture, from a land shaped by empire but not owned by it. To the Jews and Christians, Arabs were the Ummiyun, the outsiders, the Gentiles. In that sense, the Ummi prophet means the prophet from beyond their world. This opens another layer, the Persian echo. When we read the Quran's language of light versus darkness, truth versus the lie, cosmic struggle between good and evil, it resonates with Zoroastrian thought, the religion of Persia. During Muhammad's lifetime, Persia had occupied Yemen, planted fire temples in the Gulf, and maintained Arab allies in Mesopotamia. Arabia's imagination was already in Persia's shadow. To be Ummi in this context might mean the prophet who comes not from Rome's libraries or Israel's synagogues, but from the frontier where Persia pressed against the desert. A prophet who stood at the meeting point of empires, but belonged to none. The stakes of translation are enormous. If Ummi means illiterate, then the miracle of Muhammad is linguistic, a man without letters producing a scripture of unmatched eloquence. If Ummi means Gentile, then the miracle is covenantal, a messenger sent to those outside the Torah and Gospel, proof that God had not forgotten them. But if Ummi means outsider, the miracle is positional, a prophet raised from the margins outside the control of priests, emperors, and scribes, speaking a revelation that neither Byzantium nor Persia could claim. Later orthodoxy favored the illiteracy reading. It emphasized the Quran as a miracle of language and insulated Muhammad from accusations of borrowing from Jews or Christians. But that choice also narrowed the meaning, erasing the possibility that his identity as outsider, as borderland prophet in a Persian-shadowed Arabia, was part of the message. So one word holds three possibilities. Illiterate, the vessel of miracle. Gentile, the prophet of the Unscriptured. Outsider, the voice from the margins of empire. Each reading changes how we see him, how we see the Quran, how we see the birth of Islam itself. The question is not only what did Ummi mean? The question is, which meaning have we been told to forget? Because sometimes history is hidden not in whole books, but in a single word.